and I can see my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to the deadline stream for FPL Gameweek 32 blank Gameweek 32. My name is Ryan and welcome to the football chat box. If you are new, feel free to ask any question and welcome to the football chat box community. Get involved in the chat. Are you playing a free hit? Are you not playing a free hit? Let me know all of that in the comments. And also, leave a like and subscribe if you are new. It helps the channel by trying to grow to 1,000 subscribers. Having said all of that, let's get started straight away. This was my Game Week 31 result. 72 points, minus 4, so 68. Haaland cap, Watkins, Salah, Martinelli returned. Saka unfortunately blanked. And Mings on the bench, unlucky. What to do? But this week we are not playing the free hit from my side, but I know some of you are playing the free hit, so we will be discussing about all of that. This is my current team. I will be making one more transfer, which we right now is going to be Cody Gakpo. For who it's most likely going to be Marcus Rashford, unless we get some kind of information with regards to Arsenal leaks where maybe Saka or even Martinelli for some reason aren't starting, then that will slightly alter the moves. So I won't be making that move until a bit late. Having said all of that, let's get straight into the chat. Welcome, Shubharan. How are you doing? Double Liverpool defense versus Gakpo plus Salah. White versus Jesus versus White versus Jesus. Solanke versus Tony. Too many questions on the free hit. And Easy Shark. Hello. How are you doing? Welcome, everyone. Feel free to get involved on the chat. Let's answer free hit questions if you have. What's your debate? Who are you leaning towards in terms of players? Let me know all of that. We obviously have the expected points model if you want for the next 5 game weeks if you're not on a free hit. But if you just want for this week only, we've got that also sorted with just a single game week as well. So if you want expected points from FP, this is FPL review, the free model. Let me know. We've got it all on here now. Go ahead. Let me know also in the poll. Who are you captaining? Right now, it's on Salah by the looks of it. A full 100%. But if you're captaining someone else as other, comment down below. We're interested to know. And also let me know if you're on the free hit or not as well. Really looking forward to seeing how many managers are actually on a free hit and how many aren't on a free hit. Should I still get Trippier on a free hit? I kind of expect, okay, from my point of view, I really can't do much because I'm not on a free hit, so I've got double Newcastle defense. But I think it's going to be a really hard game for... My personal opinion is I think the game will be a very close game. I don't see Newcastle really conceding per se, to be honest. So I think it's probably a 1-0, maybe 2-0 game. Maybe chances are 2-1. There is a possibility. I see Newcastle winning that game. So I'm kind of backing Newcastle in that case. So I don't mind Trippier on a free hit. Would I double up on Newcastle defense? I don't really know, to be honest. I probably wouldn't. Also, given the other defensive options available this week, I think Trippier is a decent safe bet as well. Surely Kane blanks away from home. His overall play hasn't been the best. Fair enough. I would be interested to see what Kane, his performances versus Newcastle in the past has been. Let's see. Here we go. Harry Kane's record against Newcastle. Now, obviously, this is not a very good assumption because this Newcastle team is completely different. But here we go. Harry Kane's record against Newcastle. This is, here we go, 22-23. I don't know if you guys can see this. Is it too small? Okay, there we go. This column is the goals. So scored here last season. The season before in game week 31, I believe this is. Assisted in game week 8, scored and assisted. This was at home for Newcastle. So he's returned in almost, you've got to go all the way back to 1920 in game week 3 where he didn't return. Now, he's got a decent record against Newcastle. However, this is a slightly different Newcastle team, not the same Newcastle team that's we have seen in the past. So maybe he doesn't get, but his recent record against Newcastle isn't too bad if you look at the history. I still don't know whether he will get one this time, though. This time, the Spurs team also looks in a completely more disarray situation, so it's hard to tell. Let's bring back the questions. Amit, how are you doing? Welcome. All set for game week 32. Is this your free hit? No. I'm not on a free hit. This is my normal team. I am not playing my free hit this week. I will be making one transfer, which will be Cody Gakpo, which will most likely come in for Rashford, unless for some reason we get some early leaks that Saka is not starting or something like that. Then that could change who Gakpo comes in for. But apart from that, Gakpo seems like the one who I'm most likely to bring in. Can you make a poll for best 3 Liverpool for a free hit? Yes, we can try and do that as well. And should I do 1 defense Arsenal plus 2 Arsenal mid or 3 Arsenal mid, or any advice? I think this week will be a decent week for Arsenal to keep a clean sheet. So I do back their defense, to be honest, for this week. So I like the option of 1 defend, 2 Arsenal midfielders. Now there are rumors circulating, or at least based on Arteta's comments. Let me actually get his comments up before I actually forget about what he said. Where is this? Was this? I think it was this. Let's see. Arteta. Here we go. So he wasn't too convinced on Gabriel Jesus, right? In terms of, where is it? Gabriel Jesus. We will see. We've been really careful. Actually, let me bring it up for you guys so you guys can see. Oh, well, you guys can't see. Unfortunate. Okay, let me just close that because you guys can't see it properly. But he says, we'll see. We've been really careful. There have been some issues within that period when he was doing the final stages of rehab. So basically, Arteta is a bit cautious on Gabriel Jesus and he's going to be managing his minutes. So if you think maybe Jesus doesn't get the full 90 and you would prefer someone who gets full 90 minutes, then I don't mind a 1 defender with 2 Arsenal mids. Saka or Odegaard plus Martinelli plus Gabriel Jesus. I still like Saka, Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus as an option. If we get news, let's say, for example, let's say Gabriel Jesus isn't starting, then you could probably go Saka, Martinelli, and for example, Gabriel in the backline, or even Ben White in the backline. The other option is you could go. Now, I still think Saka is a pretty good option. Now, he will definitely be looking to try and score a goal this week at least. He's not been looking great in the last few weeks. I agree. Maybe this week might be the week where he actually gets a return. Martinelli, I think, is probably the best option out of the Arsenal lot, to be honest. If, for example, let's say we get Trossard is starting, now he could be an ultra differential, or maybe not. Depends on last minute how many managers react. If we get news that Trossard is starting over Jesus, that's another option as well. Dash, how are you doing? Welcome. Looking to Captain Trent. I saw you sent me. I saw you sent me a few drafts, so we'll bring your drafts up there as well. But looking to Captain Trent, interesting. Okay, so let's bring your drafts up that you actually sent to me. So this is Dash's drafts. Let me see. Oh, wrong one. Here we go. For everyone who's here. So this is one of the drafts that Dash has sent me with Trent captaincy. I don't mind that. It's a very differential one. Especially if you're chasing rank, it's not a bad choice. What do we have? So this is a pretty decent defense as well. You've gone with the one Arsenal defender. Midfield is pretty decent. Andreas could be a differential if he's on pens and they get a penalty. Could be pretty good. Jota, I like. I think the same Liverpool front three will most likely start, to be honest. Then Watkins is in really good form, so kind of makes sense. Leno, I should mention, I do like Leno, but the panel team, we moved Leno out because the panel in general wasn't convinced on Leno against Leeds. Because Leeds do find a way to score, so that's the one thing, but it's very hard to tell you a keeper choice who is properly nailed that is not from Arsenal or Liverpool, where the chances of a clean sheet is high. So hopefully you get the clean sheet, but I won't guarantee it in most fixtures this week, to be honest. And then this is the other one with Martinez. Martinez as a keeper. Now, Martinez as a keeper is actually a pretty decent shout. That's also not a bad option this week. You got White, Trippier, Trent. You got Mitro in here. I don't think Mitro is going to play, is he? Was there any news on Mitro? Let me see. Because I might have missed it. I think I'm doing Saka, Martinelli, and Ben White. That's not a bad option. Now, was there any Mitro, Fulham? Oh, there's no news on Mitro. So, sorry, wait. Why am I looking for news on Mitro? Mitro is banned. You shouldn't be having Mitro in Dash. I completely forgot, but Mitro is banned, so there's no point in having him there. He's not going to be playing. He's ineligible to play. So this you might want to change. But yeah, this is pretty decent. Okay, back to the... Let me move this out. Back to... I have to kind of manage all the tabs. Isaac or Tony? I can't decide. Ooh, Isak or Tony? I'm going to go with Isak for the reason being the Spurs defense is more poor compared to the Aston Villa defense. Aston Villa defense has actually improved. If you guys saw the podcast, you would have seen that they were second behind City for minutes per expected goals conceded in the last 6 game weeks. So Aston Villa defense has actually improved. So I actually prefer Aston Isak at the moment because Spurs defense is pretty poor. Check the tweet. What did you say in the tweet? Ignore Mitro on the second draft, looking to go another attacker. Okay. So you're saying Isak or Tony for you as well. So in your second draft, Dash, actually that's also a pretty solid draft with Gabriel Jesus. I think that's probably a slightly better draft. And maybe you put a third striker, which is either Isak, Tony. Solanke, maybe, but then West Ham actually went and did pretty well in Europe in the Conference League yesterday. So maybe they'll be ready to bounce back on that. So Isak or Tony could be a very differential. I don't think many people will go for Newcastle striking options. So he could be differential. Keep in mind though, minutes might be a slight issue. That's the only thing. Because we don't know, at times Callum Wilson could start, so that is a slight risk. But even then, I think if he doesn't start, he might get 30 minutes, and I don't mind him against Spurs. I think Spurs backline there is goals to be got at, so that is not a bad option. Where is the comments? Here we go. Amit's free hit team: Johnston, Robbo, Trent, Trips, Son, interesting differential, Thala, Saka, Martinelli, Solanke, Watkins, Gabriel, Jesus, and then Iverson, Totti, Murphy, Bueno, Johnston, Castanet, Trent, Trips, Son, Gakpo, Salah, Saka, Marty, Watkins, and Gabriel Jesus. Watkins, Gabriel Jesus. What was the midfield difference? Son, Salah, Saka, Martinelli. Okay, so it's basically Solanke or Gakpo. Ooh. In this specific situation, I would like to favor Gakpo at the moment. Because your basic comparison is Solanke or Gakpo and Castanege or Robbo. Castanege, Robbo. I mean, yeah. I do like Gakpo over Solanke a bit. I do like Team 2. It's very interesting. Because I think there are goals to be had in that in the Forest game. So I prefer the double Liverpool attack over the double Liverpool defense. Do we have a Castanege could be a decent option this week, to be honest. Now, the panel team, we had him. If you guys saw the draft, we did have him in the panel team, and then we benched him at the moment from the panel team. But to be honest, he could be a very nice differential pick. I'm not against it. I'll tell you that. So Team 2, I like Team 2. I like the Sun pick. Nice, it's a nice differential pick. Not many people will have Heung-min Son. So Isak, I like Isak, to be honest. Just because the fact that Spurs defense not as great compared to, let's say, Aston Villa's defense. I'm left with 20. Wow, so much money. For 3 defense, okay, and 1 forward. Playing 3-4-3, White, Trent, and still deciding on 3rd defender. Okay. Salah, Saka, Martinelli, Gakpo. Okay. Isak, Watkins, and 1 more forward to decide. Here's the thing. Now, you could do 2 things. You could assume that, let's say, maybe Kane is most likely going to get a goal and go for Harry Kane, which a lot of managers on the free hit aren't really doing. So in one way, he's somewhat of a differential. And then go for some other defender. If you don't want to back like Newcastle, you think maybe Spurs do get a chance of scoring. So you could do that. Or you can go like a Trippier. And then for a striker, you can go Isak as well. Are there any other strikers? Maybe Solanke is not a bad choice, to be honest. But what else do we have? You have how many? Okay. Who else can we go? You could probably go 3-5-2 as well, and maybe pick a Crystal Palace midfielder if you wanted to. The one thing I'll say with Crystal Palace versus Everton, the one thing I'm kind of worried about the Everton fixture is that Everton do produce at least over 1 xg attacking wise as well, and also concede over 1 xg, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in the last few games. So there will be goals in this game. That is something we might have to keep in mind. So on a free hit, it's a good option. For a long-term pick, I don't know if Crystal Palace are a decent option. Don't know, once they hit that 40-point mark, we don't know if they will like slow down. That's another option. You could go 3-5-2 and pick a Palace midfielder. So you've got a few options. But if you want to go 3-4-3, you could potentially go Kane as well if you wanted to. Unless you wanted to be slightly differential in that. Oh, you have Isak and Watkins. So Solanke, Harry Kane, who else is... Let's actually look at the forwards that are on play. Yeah, I mean, it's between these 3, to be honest. So pick your choice from a forward. From a defensive point of view, yeah, see, there's not much of a difference between a Crystal Palace and a Spurs. Sorry, and a Newcastle defense at the moment. They're not expecting a clean sheet from either. If I were to play 3-5-2, so should I choose Eze or Olise? So Olise is the guy who's going to be creating, right? Eze will most likely be the guy who gets on the end of stuff. But there is also Jordan Ayew, who is a differential pick compared to the other 2, who's also a midfielder. He could also be a decent punt. If you wanted a more goal scorer between Eze and Olise, Eze is the more goal scorer, Olise is the more creator. So I'll let you pick between the two. I think Eze could be a decent shout. Now, obviously, Eze is flavor of the week, given that he hauled. And Olise was the flavor of the week the last week, basically. So, to be honest, both of them could do well. I wouldn't be, or one of them could do well. And this is something like the Brighton mids where you don't know which one to pick. Either one could haul. What do you think about me captaining Trent? I'm second in the mini league and 20 points off the leader, so I'm looking to take a risk. Ooh, I mean Trent. If Liverpool keep a clean sheet, you're looking at minimum 6. So minimum 6, maybe a bonus point 7. If he does get an assist, 10 points at least, 10 points from a captain. To be honest, I will definitely take that. Is this your team? This is your team. Are you 20 points behind? Or are you talking about a different mini league? If you're talking about a different mini league, yeah, you could potentially. Oh, in a mini league, sorry. You could take that risk, but to be honest, at the same time, I think Salah is a really good captaincy option this week. And I wouldn't risk the captaincy too much against Salah this week. I think you make your slight differentials in other spots, like other players in the 11 and not on the captaincy. I think the captaincy Salah is a really good shout this week, to be honest. I mean, Trent could haul, but if the clean sheet goes, then you're in a bit of a problem. And you still have a few more weeks to catch up 20 points. So if you can make a few slight differentials in the other positions to cut off those, like the gap, then you can probably in the next few weeks you could probably take a risk one way or the other in some parts with regards to captaincy. Can you predicted points for all players this game week? Yes, let's get it going. And also, you guys wanted a poll, didn't you, for the Liverpool players? Let me bring that up. This is all the players for this game week. Oh, well, not all, but like the top 3, 6, 9, 12, 14 players. And then obviously you got Van Dijk and Eze just below. Good evening. Welcome, Zizo. How are you doing? I get the 3-5-2 and just get non-playing players for my bench and risk all for the 11 players. Get one playing goalkeeper and maybe one playing sub if you can. Just in case. I agree. Don't think this is the week to go differential captain. Yeah, I think Salah is a really good option this week. I would try and make your slight differentials in different spots, like a couple other spots. You have 11 players, maybe 2 or 3 other spots you could probably be differential. Now, obviously Salah is going to be significant, so this poll is kind of worthless. So I'm going to do who asked? I think it was Amit. Amit asked, can you make a poll for the best 3 Liverpool for free hit? So let's make a poll for that. Which 3 Liverpool Salah I don't know if I'll be able to get all the combinations, but we'll see. I think this should be fine, hopefully. Okay. Oh, well, on a free hit, I think everyone's probably going Trent. So let's try this. Okay, here's your other poll for the Liverpool. players that you guys are going on a free hit for anyone who wants. Because I think Salah looks like Salah is definitely going to go huge on the captaincy this week. Which defender would you recommend, but not from Liverpool or Arsenal? Not from Liverpool or Arsenal. Trippier is the safe pick, given like EO and whatnot, and maybe one of the players who actually gets a clean sheet this week. Where else can I see a clean sheet? There is a potential at Fulham to get a clean sheet. In that case, you maybe go Leno. And I do like Leno as an option. Having said that, Leeds always somehow manage to find a way to score for some reason. Palace. Now everyone is going Johnston, and I kind of see why they're going Johnston. But Everton don't really. I mean, Everton take like 1 XG, but the chances aren't clear cut. Is DCL back? Let me see if Calvert-Lewin is back, because that will change my view on. Okay, here we go. Calvert-Lewin is in the thinking for a trip to Crystal Palace. So Calvert-Lewin got some minutes in a behind the closed doors friendly against Chester City. So he might be in a consideration whether he starts, comes off the bench. He might or might not play for Everton. Start or not start. So that does slightly put a problem in terms of Crystal Palace's keeping a clean sheet. But having said that, they are playing at home. So there is a possibility they keep a clean sheet. I think it's either Crystal Palace. I won't be surprised if Wolves play a 0-0 draw against Leicester. If this game ends a 0-0 draw, I won't be surprised. Out of all the games here, this seems to be slightly the more boring game, I would say. You won't see... The chances of seeing too many goals in this game is probably not that high out of all the games here. So it's one of these... Maybe one of these teams, maybe Wolves probably keep a clean sheet, or Leicester. It's very hard to say which one, because both aren't the best. Wolves have kept 2 clean sheets on the bounce, but both were at home when they kept a clean sheet. They don't really provide much attacking threat at the same time. So maybe Leicester can actually get something. I don't know. But then they did create quite a few chances against Brentford. Palace is the other option. And then it's probably Fulham or Newcastle. This Newcastle Spurs game will depend on what Spurs turns up. It's a tough one. Like, there aren't clear-cut favorites for clean sheets this week, apart from maybe Arsenal, Liverpool. The rest, there are, like, you can see goals from both sides. Or maybe like hardly any goals in terms of the Leicester Wolves game. I voted Salah, Gakpo, TA, but I really don't know which is better, Gakpo or Jota. It depends, right? Because both are well capable of scoring goals. Maybe Jota is capable of scoring a bit more goals than Gakpo, but Gakpo could potentially assist more. So it's hard to tell. Gakpo also can get on the end of goals. That's a tough one. I think you go based on which position you're looking to fill on that one. This week I'll take a -4 and fill 10 players, going to wildcard 33 or 34, then free hit 37. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. I think I have been thinking about like when to wildcard, whether 33 or 34. I have also thought about maybe 34 being a decent option for. I don't have a wildcard, but for those who have a wildcard, I think 34 is also not a bad week, because there is the potential that because of the short gap between 33 and 34, that rotation occurs in one of those weeks for some teams, especially like a team like Liverpool could have rotation between now 32, 33, 34. There will probably be rotation in the middle. Maybe 33 is a week where there is some rotation from Liverpool. So that is something that if you're trying to play a wildcard, maybe 34 looks like slightly a better option as well. Depends on where exact, and also you can load up more on City, and if you wanted Arsenal on your bench, you can do that more in 34 because you kind of avoid that City versus Arsenal game in 33 as well. So 34 could be a decent week for wildcard as well. Bojan says Alex Moreno, Aston Villa, because of attacking potential. Yes, that could actually be a good shout as well. If you wanted attacking potential, then Alex Moreno is a good shout from not Arsenal. I don't have Alex Moreno, but Alex Moreno is actually a pretty good shout. That is a player not from Arsenal or Liverpool. And also, I mean, Villa's defense has been pretty good. So Alex Moreno is actually a pretty good shout, to be honest. I completely forgot about that. Sean, how are you doing? Welcome. Is it worth a hit to bring in Saka or Martinelli so that I don't need to field Botman? Not free hit this week and wildcard in next week. Already have Salah, Trent, unless Gakpo is better than Saka. I already have Salah and Trent unless Gakpo is better than Saka. I mean, Salah and Trent is fine. You don't want to... I think you keep Saka because I think he's going to start most likely unless for some reason we get news that Saka is not starting. So I do like Saka. For a hit to bring in, or unless you don't have Saka, so you're looking to bring in one of the two, Saka or Martinelli. Do you think? Well, if you're wildcarding next week, the budget doesn't really matter. Maybe wait, and I do like the Arsenal options. You already have Salah and Trent, which is fine. In terms of where do I see the most goals, I think Liverpool potentially have the more the higher chances of goals than the Arsenal game. But if we don't have Arsenal cover in terms of attack, I don't mind bringing in Arsenal player. 513 DGE. Welcome. Saka plus Trippier or Son plus White? Ooh, this will depend on where you are in terms of your rankings and how differential do you want to be. If you're chasing rank like significant amount and want some high differential, high risk play, that is Son plus White. You want to be a bit safer, that's Saka plus Trippier. Right now, to be honest, I would lean more towards why did that get this thing? Sorry, Shishak. Right now, I would lean more towards Saka Trippier because I think returns are there, but the Sun plus White combo is nicely differential and high risk. It could be high risk, high reward play, I'd say. Sun or Kane? I would go Kane just because of the penalties. So Kane for me. Enzo Luis, welcome to the Football Chatbox. Trippier or Alex Moreno? Alex Moreno. I like Alex Moreno now that it's mentioned. The attacking potential is there. The fixture is slightly better compared to Spurs. So Alex Moreno is actually a nice shout. Actually, now that you're looking for a third defender, he could actually be a pretty good shout. It's a shock. Don't forget to like the stream and subscribe if you unsubscribed. Exactly. Thank you. Make sure to like, subscribe, people. Don't forget. So 7 votes, and the 3 Liverpool that everyone's going is Salah, Gakpo, and Trent. Interesting. Did someone subscribe just now? I got a notification, but I missed who it was. Oh yes, Bojan, thank you for subscribing. Thank you. Is it dumb to go with Kane and Trippier at the same time? On a free hit, I honestly don't really like it, to be honest, because who are you backing in that case? Like, because the reason I don't like the Kane and Trippier thing on a, I wouldn't. It's not dumb, to be honest. I don't think it's dumb, but at the same time, you're kind of limiting your. You're trying to cover. It's more of a defensive move, I would say, because let's say you get Kane and Trippier. Now there's a potential that both of them don't haul at all. But if one hauls, the other potentially doesn't haul as well. Because if Kane scores, then Trippier misses out. If Trippier keeps a clean sheet, then Kane misses out. Now, you kind of cover your bases, but at the same time, you're limiting your potential to get a high... You're limiting your potential to haul. Because you could potentially get someone else at the same time and they could do equally as well compared to like getting these two. Does that make sense? Because like your best case scenario is Kane scores and Trippier manages to get an assist while losing his clean sheet. That is like one of your best case scenarios where Trippier scores or Trippier assists, right? And Kane also scores. That's a pretty good scenario for you, but that's the chances of that is not high. That's the only thing. I had Alex Moreno ahead of Trippier on my first draft, but I wasn't too keen thinking about EO because trying to protect my rank, but trying to be risky as well. Well, if you're trying to protect your rank, see, if you guys are trying to protect rank, then Trippier over Moreno kind of makes sense. Because Trippier is still going to be 90 plus EO. I know it's a free hit. It's a free hit week, but Trippier is still going to be 90 plus EO. Having said that, I should actually bring this up as well, because just to give you guys context on where the free hit chip is like, right? For people. Now, free hit chip, where do we check this? Chip usage and templates. Top 10K. If you're in the top 10K, your free hit chip has been used by overall 42.8% managers have used the free hit in the top 10K. Let me like, there we go. So there are a significant number of managers in the top 10K that have already used it. Sorry, wait. Is this top 10K overall? Usage in Gameweek 3rd. Oh no, sorry. 28% have used it in top 10K. 42% have used it overall. So let's say 42% have used it overall. Let's say people like me are like the last 10% who haven't used it yet. And then another 40% to 45% are using it this week. So playing the free hit chip in itself is somewhat of a differential. Keep that in mind, because almost half the game has used their free hit chip. There is a percentage of dead teams as well, which we have to account for. So let's say 42% right now is probably half the game has played their free hit chip. So you playing your free hit chip is still a differential in itself. And keep in mind, a free hit chip can go both ways. It's a 1 week thing. The variance on a free hit is always high. What about 442? TA, White, Trippier, Moreno, Saka, Martinelli, Salah, Gakpo, Isak, and Watkins. Who did you drop to go for that? Would I go 442? Nah, you surely have to go like a... Wait, who did you drop? Isak? Surely you try and get more like attacking players, right? There are more points from attackers than there are from defenders. Try and maximize as much points as you can get. In general, there are more points from attackers than there are from defenders. So if you can try and maximize the points you can get, then that would be nice. From FPL review, if I was to say free hit in 32 and ask for a free hit team, I think team of the week. Yeah, this is what comes up for me based on my budget. for a free hit or team of the week basically. It's got Johnston and Leno, Guehi, Robertson, Trent. So it's gone double Liverpool defense. Although I do prefer the double Liverpool attack over the double Liverpool defense. It's gone Trippier. It's gone Faze. Can go Castanege as well. Probably I would go Castanege slightly. It's got Madison, which is a very differential player. I don't trust Leicester though, me personally, but you never know. Then you got Eze, the double Arsenal, and Salah. And then obviously the front three. I dropped Eze and added Moreno. Ooh. Who would I prefer? That's a tough one. I still would prefer that. I've said this always. Usually back the attacker over the defender. So I would still prefer Eze over Moreno. And then Jesus Watkins and Tony. I still think I would prefer Eze over Moreno. Two Palace midfielders fine in free hit. I've seen managers. Also, Rian, welcome. How are you doing? I've seen managers with two Palace midfielders. I think that's completely fine because you could be having, let's say, one Arsenal defender, one Arsenal midfielder, and one Arsenal forward, right? And then you could be having two Liverpool midfielders. That's three midfielders there, and the remaining two midfielders are Crystal Palace midfielders, and that's completely fine. Also going for Salah, Trent, and Van Dijk. Ooh, okay, fair enough. Best captain except for Salah. This would be the week that Saka manages to haul, no? He hauled in the last blank game week as well. This would be another week where the guy goes and hauls. But because of the form hasn't been on him, I would say Martinelli. But I wouldn't go for Martinelli. I still would probably go for Salah. Just because Liverpool. Here's the thing, right? Liverpool are a way better attacking team than United. And United managed to actually create a shitload of chances against Forest. They created a lot of chances against Forest. I think imagine Liverpool creating the same amount of chances, they'll actually convert all of those. Most likely they'll convert more. So that's why I think Liverpool are slightly better option this week. And I'm doing good. How are you? I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. So yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Were you guys able to see the free hit draft? Yes, you guys were able to. Yes. Alright. I think I'm set on a 3-5-2. Trent, White, Trippier, Salah, Saka, Martinelli, Eze, and Gakpo. Two forwards are Isaac and Watkins. Nice. So your differential players compared to like most free hits that I've seen. Isaac is one. Eze is a chance of being slightly differential. And then Ben White. Those are your slightly more differential players, I would say. So they could potentially be pretty good options. Is Trippier on the bench okay? Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's not a bad. It depends on who you starting over him. Also, guys, here's the thing, right? Everyone is at different ranks. So for some people, like now, Easy Shark, if he's trying to hold rank, Trippier kind of makes more sense. If you guys are in, like, say, my situation, and if I was playing the free hit, and I was rank chasing, or if you were even a bit more higher, like, I mean, in terms of ranks, if it was like 400, 500k, or even more, then in those specific situations, I would be willing to be slightly more risky and try and go against a bit more options. It could backfire significantly, but it depends on like what do you have to lose kind of situation. It depends on like your targets. Like for me, the reason I was willing to take quite a bit of risk is for me, if I like anything outside the top 100k for me, I didn't really care wherever I ended up. If it was outside the top 100k, I'm like, yeah, it is what it is. So I was willing to take more risk. Now people might want to have a target of like top 250k, top 200k, top 500k. So it depends on where your targets are and how far you're away from that. Your risk profile will change. So up to you. Trippier on the bench could be okay. Depends on your situation. Saka, Tony, Watkins. Who to captain? Maybe Saka. Although I'm not fully convinced on it at the moment. If not Saka, then probably Watkins, just because of form. But you've got to expect, I think Arsenal will bounce back, and they're playing at home as well, so they should bounce back. So maybe Saka. Hard one there, but Saka seems to be, in terms of expected points, I think Saka is second right now. For expected points for this week, yeah. So probably Saka. What should my risk appetite be in case I need to go from 113 to top 50k? Ooh, see, that is a slightly bit more of a, how do we put this? Here's how you can judge your risk appetite. Go to live FPL. This is how I tend to sometimes judge it. Now, for me, if you see, to get to the top 100k, it's 61 points. That's still quite a lot of points. So I kind of have to be a bit more risky. Now, top 100k to top 50k difference is, what is it, 24 points? 61, 71, 81. Yep, 24 points difference. 24 points can be caught up easily. It's not too hard to catch up 24 points. So for you, you don't have to be fully risky. You can have a slightly few differential players compared to what the template free hit would look like. And then you can slightly, depending on, now obviously we're running out of game weeks. So the more we run out of game weeks, you kind of have to make harder decisions because you're not going to have enough time to, like, now you have to be in the stage where it's just like the Premier League teams. This is the business end of the season. You guys have to be trying to put out first 11s that will get, that you think is the best first 11 for the week. So your risk appetite in that specific situation, you don't have to be too risky. You can be like tiny bit risky of like a few players different, because 20 odd points, 24 points can be caught up in the next few weeks easily. Because if you go too risky, now obviously if you go too risky, it could go two extreme ways. You could go seriously high, could also go a bit seriously back. So that's the one thing. I'm going to close my eyes, press the free hit and submit and not overthink about it already. Yes, that is the way. This is the way. I got wildcard 34 and free hit this week. Nice. I think you should be fine, Shubhar. You should be fine. Not a lot of managers have a wildcard left as well, to be honest. How many managers have a wildcard left? Let's actually have a look, shall we? Wildcard overall, 92.7% in the top 10k, 32% in the overall. That's very interesting. Usually, this 32% would probably be, here's the thing, right? This never reaches 70%. The chances of that is low. I think at this time, if you want to check the plain user base, it would be about 60-65% maybe. So you could say half the player base has potentially played their wildcard. It could even be slightly more. Let's say even if the playing base is 55% or 60%, it'll depend on how. I think we'll be able to know this week where the playing base is. If this goes to about 55-56%, then the total playing base, actively playing base, is probably about 60-65%. That'll give us a good idea of how many people have wildcards as well left. %32% is extremely low. It could be, but the thing is, not everyone is actually. How many players do we have in FPL right now? We have 11 million players. I don't think 11 million managers are active, to be honest. You probably have about. You'll be lucky to have at least Wait, hold on. Let me see how far. This is a. Where is it? How far behind am I? 20 points. Yeah. I know 2 million is achievable. I think 2 million managers, you could say, are kind of active somewhat. 2 million, maybe 2 to 3 million managers active. That is a possibility. Even 2 million might be, 2 to 3 million might be a decent number to say that are active at the moment at this stage of the gameplay. Maybe 2 million is a high number. I don't know. I don't think 2 million will be a high number given the number of active managers this season compared to previous seasons. So in that specific case, like 32% isn't really a low number. John, welcome. Welcome to the football chat box. Kepa, Martinez, Chilwell, Robbo, -4 for 10 players to save free hit for 34. Kepa to Martinez, Chilwell to Robbo. Yeah, that's not too bad. To save free hit for 34, yeah, actually that's not too bad. I don't mind a -4 this week if you want to take a -4 to get 10 players out. Yeah. Where else can you? Who else do you have in your team? Maybe you don't have to make a keeper transfer, but you could probably make somewhere else as well. But that would depend on who you're benching. I mean, that's not too bad, John. Those two moves. Also, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Now we will keep an eye out for any Arsenal leaks. We will keep an eye out for Arsenal leaks because there is a potential chance that we get something, but we'll see. There is a 20-second, yes. We will keep an eye out. So far, obviously, it's a bit early, so we'll have to wait and see, but we'll see. Kepa, oh, you have Kepa and Steele. Okay, yeah, I would probably keep Steele just because of Brighton's upcoming doubles. Obviously, double game week 36 has been confirmed, so I would probably keep Steele, yes. I mean, that's not a bad free hit to do, to be honest. I mean, sorry, not a bad 2 moves to do to save free hit for 34. Okay, so my moves, I should keep it open just in case. You never know. Site might crash and whatnot. Would be Rashford out for Cody Gakpo. Unless for some reason we get news that, let's say, for example, I'll give you guys a situation. For example, let's say we get news that, let's say, Saka is out, right? Saka is not starting. If Saka is not starting, I'm willing to take a -4 in that specific situation to field 11 players, which would be Saka to Cody Gakpo. Can I get Trent? Estupinan to Trent? No, point shot. Pain, because Cody Gakpo had risen in price today. Pain. Sad. Should I instead do... What would I do? Would I probably go this? Would you guys prefer this maybe? If, let's say, Saka or someone was to be out, would this be a slightly better option? Maybe. This could also be a play. If for example, Saka is out. Let's say if I thought Trent was a better option for a -4. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. if let's say an Arsenal player was out. But for now, I think it'll be Rashford out for Gakpo. Is where I am leaning towards. Jota starts. I think Klopp kind of plays the same 11. I don't see Klopp changing the 11. I think Klopp plays the same 11 that he potentially plays the same 11. I don't see he's just got the Liverpool team into some form, so I don't expect him to change that Liverpool team too much since he's now got it into form. So yeah, I think Jota starts. Would be a bit the chance of Jota maybe next week in 33 he gets a rest where Darwin starts in that one. That is a more higher situation. But right now, I think, even based on Klopp's comments, I think he keeps the same 11 just to continue the form that the team got. Okay. What else? Do we have no news so far? Free-hit is trending on Twitter. Okay, now where am I in terms of team moves? I'll bring up my team just to show you guys where my team is currently. This is what it's looking like. Obviously the bench you guys don't really care about. But if, for example, I need to be able to react to if Saka or Martinelli is out. If Martinelli is out, what would I do? If Martinelli is out, I think I can afford a Gakpo and I can probably move Rashford to a Crystal Palace midfielder, potentially. Would have loved to go for another Liverpool player, but actually I could go for an Arsenal player if I wanted to. No, I probably won't because I'm on a free hit. I don't want to. If an Arsenal player is out, I'm not going to get another Arsenal player because they play City next week. So I would prefer to have a player who actually has a better fixture. And Liverpool are playing away to West Ham. Who else is playing at home? Where? Crystal Palace. Where are they playing? They're playing Wolves. Ooh, decent fixture. Are there any other decent fixtures that I can target for next week as well? I probably might just go back to Rashford. You never know. How much is Rashford right now? 7.1. We'll see what happens. Let's reset it for now. Why aren't you free hitting? Because, okay, here's why I'm not free hitting. This is my team right now, right? And most of the people on a free hit are going for Watkins, who I already have. They're going for Salah. I already have that. They're going for double Arsenal midfielder, most likely, which is Martinelli and Saka, and I've got that, so that's 4 players. They're going for Trippier, 5. There are a few who are going for, let's say, a Moreno. I have Mings instead, so let's say 5.5, for example, 5.5. And then if you're not going, some are going triple Arsenal attack, some are going with one Arsenal defense. So let's say that's on the other 0.5. So I've got about 6 players out of 11 that are the template, and the rest are slightly differential amongst others. Who am I missing that a free hit manager would have? Probably a Gabriel Jesus. But instead of Gabriel Jesus, I've got Gabriel in defense. They're probably going a Trent, and I've got Botman instead for the moment. They're going Gakpo. I would get Gakpo as well, so 7 players. I would have 7 players at least, similar to a free hit team. So I'm kind of okay with that. So it's basically Trent, Gabriel Jesus. Those are the 2 big players who could damage my rank. every other high owned player on a free hit, I have maybe Moreno. Okay, Johnston, goalkeeper. Now, Johnston versus Rea, even if Rea doesn't keep a clean sheet, the chances of Rea actually racking up save points is quite high. So I don't think there's too much of a difference in that gap. So I've got about 8 players, you could say, that could match against a free hit draft, which is why I'm not playing a free hit. Robbo or Gakpo? Why Gakpo over Robbo? Attacking. I think Gakpo is going to be having more attacking chances than Robbo. That's the one reason I've gone Gakpo. Well, the one reason I'm going Gakpo. Just cause, also I can't afford Robbo at the moment. I can't even afford Trent. Unless for some reason some Arsenal player doesn't turn up. But I prefer Gakpo just because I saw that United versus Forest game and the amount of chances that United created, and I'm like, this Liverpool team is way more clinical than United, and they would actually score more goals. And that's why I'm going Robbo. I mean, that's why I'm going Gakpo. But yeah, that's just my thought process. So we have 1 hour more till the deadline. So make sure to lock those teams. If you have any further questions, come ask. Let me share this share this stream on Twitter as well. Do 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 do. Okay. Ooh, look at this. Look at this. Let me bring this up for you guys. Stat on how many managers have played the free hit. 334,503 managers have played their free hit chip for Gameweek 32 so far. That's, again, that's how is when you look at that compared to the whole player base, and when I showed you guys the live FPL, about 40% have played their free hit. You could say that makes about maybe 2 million managers that are active properly. Maybe. Might not, if my maths isn't wrong, I think. But yeah, so again, the free hit chip in itself is a bit of a differential. Now, this number will potentially be significantly higher by the end of today. But yeah, I don't know when this number was actually taken, but this is from official FPL. Don't worry too much about your free hit being too template or whatnot. It itself on its own is a differential. On a free hit, what will you prefer? Nacho or Solanke? And Robbo is on set pieces and corners. That is true. Robbo is on set pieces and corners. That is true. But still, I still like because then I would prefer Trent instead of Robbo. If you had to pick one defender, I would go Trent over Robbo. If you can't afford Trent, then maybe you go Robbo. But I still prefer Gakpo just because of the higher chance of attacking options. Nacho or Solanke? Solanke. Right now, Solanke is just on incredible form. Nacho, we don't even know if he'll start or not. So, Solanke. Okay, hold on. Let me go get some water quickly, and I will be back in a minute. Give me a second. Let me go get some water. Alright, I went and got some water and got some biscuits as well. Alright, continue. Now, let me actually remove this poll, and go back to, let's say, for example, the captaincy. Let's see whether people have changed their mind or whether people are still deciding. Should we remove the poll or should we continue with this poll? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. So we're looking like this at the moment. If you guys wanted expected points, wondering what the goalkeeper, Allison and Ramsdale. So Johnston is second. Interesting. Rea, Leno. Yeah, there isn't much of a difference between the keepers. Fair enough. Defense wise, we got Trent, White, Robertson, Gabriel. Crazy Ben White is so high nowadays, but it is because of his more attacking output recently. Yep. And then your mids, Salah, Saka, Martinelli. Odegaard is higher than. Oh no, Odegaard is on the same as Gakpo. But this is Gakpo at reduced minutes. Interesting. And then Madison and Eze. And your forward spots are Jesus, Watkins, and Tony. Solanke is fourth. Cool. Interesting. Alright, cool. That's where we are at right now. In terms of players that I have, I am still kind of looking for any Arsenal leaks, but I think we maybe in the next half an hour we'll see whether we get a bit more Arsenal leaks or not. But for the moment, it's looking like we're not having anything at the moment. In terms of, I should mention panel team. I did mention on the pod last week that we'll give you guys an update on the panel team, and the panel team is looking like this. Let me bring the panel team up. This is the panel team. It's playing its free hit. Salah captain, Martinelli vice. This is the midfield. Arsenal midfield. This is the differential play. Solanke starts. Watkins, Trippier, Moreno, and Trent. And with Johnston in goal, Leno as the backup, and this is the bench at the moment. This is how the panel team looks like at the moment. And I don't think this will change. So this is the panel team for anyone who's wondering. Currently ranked 75k in the world. So we'll see how the panel team does this week. But yeah, that's the panel team for anyone who's asking. Or anyone who wanted to know what the panel team is looking like. Switch back to my team. Let me bring the... Bro, I just realized I played the free hitting. Oh, no. I played the free hitting Gameweek 12 for no absolute reason. Some template plays, and the best I can do is a -8 with 9 players to play. Oh, my days. Oh, no. You didn't make your transfers, right? I'm hoping you didn't make your transfers yet. Easy Shark. Let's bring your team up. Oh my god, how did you end up in such a situation? Where are you in terms of rank? Where are you in this? What page are you, my friend? Oh, I can't find you. You need to tell me where you exactly are so I can bring your team up. Oh my god, how did you end up in this situation? Can check my team. Rank 67, made 2 transfers. Leno for Kepa and Watkins for Tony. Got exactly 11 players. Okay, let's have a look. Trippin. Did you change your name, Rohan? Looks like you have. So you got, who did you get again? You went and got Leno for Kepa and Watkins for Tony. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So your Kane is a nice differential. Tony is still a differential. Van Dijk is a differential, which is good. Your goalkeeper will be a differential, Leno. And then Watkins is a pretty good option as well, to be honest. Who? Wait. Watkins came in for who? For Tony. Oh, okay. 1, 2. Okay, Watkins and Kane, yeah. Good front line. Madison is a differential at this point. Yeah, team is not too bad. Since it's not a free hit, gotta do what you gotta do. And since you got 11 players, it's completely fine. Zachariah, welcome. Look at my team. I still have my wildcard. Okay, let's have a look. And then we'll have a look at Easy Shark as well. Konate, if can't afford Trent, can you go Van Dijk instead? I think Van Dijk has slightly more maybe goal threat potentially. Or he has tend to do... in past, he has done pretty decently. So maybe Van Dijk I would like as an option. Do you think Van Dijk has more goal threat than Konate? Or what do you think in terms of that? I do prefer, unless you can't afford Van Dijk as well, and then, yeah, then Konate is fine. Who am I looking at? I'm looking at Zachariah's team, which I think is in the front. Sadexel, where is that? This one, here we go. What are we looking at, Zachariah? I still have my wildcard. You have your... This is not the team you're playing this week, right? You're on a free hit, I'm assuming? Your wildcard team, how would you look like for Gameweek 33? It's not a bad team for 33 as well. Oh, no, you could wildcard in 33. Yeah, you could... Who do Chelsea have? Brentford. Shaw will be back, potentially. We don't know. He's still kind of injured, to be honest. Yeah, you could wildcard this team, to be honest, in 33. Any differentials? One more for each position. Playing 3-4-3 with 8 players locked. Johnston, Trent, Trips, Saka, Salah, Martinelli, Jesus, Watkins, Robbo. Oh, Gakpo is the 9th. I like Gakpo, but I wouldn't say Gakpo is a differential at this point. In terms of a free hit, he's a... Oh, well, actually, if you're on a free hit in general, not everyone is going to be able to afford Gakpo. I would probably go Gakpo. Then if you're looking in defense, we could probably go to Alex Moreno if you wanted. Since you already have triple Arsenal. Alex Moreno for defense, Gakpo for midfield. And then in your forward spot, you could go for potentially Solanke is one option or Isak is another from your forward spots, Amit. And then Easy Sharks 106 in the league. Thinking of Grealish to Martinelli, Mitoma to Gakpo, Bruno Fernandes to Salah. That's the best I can do without doing too much damage. Okay, let's have a look. And then Jacob Fowler, welcome. No free hit, Martinelli or Saka captain. On form, Martinelli, but we know Saka with penalties has the potential to get some good points. So I still like Martinelli because I think Martinelli could be the one. No free hit for Zachariah. Oof, tough position to be in. Interesting. Okay, we'll have a look at your team as well. I would probably go Martinelli just because of the form in the last few weeks. T21, Estupinan to VVD or Perud to Konate. Do you have a wildcard left, T? Just let me know, because if you don't, then maybe Perud to Konate might be a better move at the moment, because you might want Estupinan back. Who should I captain in my team for Rohan? Who did you bring in Rohan again? You went Kepa and Watkins, no? Do you have Salah? Oh, you don't have Salah. Ooh. You would probably have to captain an Arsenal player, maybe. Between Saka and Martinelli, I will let you pick. I think Martinelli is pretty decent. Actually, Saka has for Jacob Fowler. Actually, you know what? Let me end this poll. Let's go back to the captaincy poll. Because you guys will be able to pick on that. I think Saka will be the most captained out of the Arsenal lot, is what I am thinking. I think Saka will be slightly more captain than the others. So you had to pick between one of the Arsenal, probably Castanighe versus Moreno. I would go Moreno, especially for long term. Solanke over Tony, Madison over Eze. Who would your top 4 defenders and goalkeeper be? Solanke over Tony, yeah, not too bad. Madison over Eze. I do like Eze at the moment, to be honest. Palace are a better team, or at least a bit more in form. Defenders and goalkeeper, is that on a free hit? I would have, actually, before I answer your question, no, actually, I'll answer your question, then I'll go and look at the other 2 teams that I need to look at. I would go top 4 defenders. I'd go a Trent. I still prefer an Arsenal defender, whether that's Gabriel or White. I think Trippier and Moreno are my probably top 4. Goalkeeper, it's between Johnston or Leno, or even Martinez, to be honest. Emi Martinez, that's a possibility. Okay. Hold on. I'll come back to everyone else's questions. Let me quickly go to Easy Shark first, and then we'll go to Zachariah next as well. So let me go to Easy Shark first, because Easy Shark is in a situation with no free hit. Okay, what were your moves that you said? You were like Grealish to Martinelli, Mitoma to Gakpo, Fernandes to Salah. Yeah. Ooh, no goalkeeper, no, but that doesn't matter. Like the ceiling for it is not as high, so that's fine. You'll have defense, Grealish, Salah, Mitoma to Gakpo. What were your chips again, by the way? What chips have you used? You've used your free hit, you used your wildcard, you used your bench boost. So you have another wildcard left, no? Don't you? So, in your situation, I honestly, to be honest, Ezra, wouldn't also mind. Depends on what you can, whether you can afford this or not. Going Grealish to, Fernandes to Salah, Grealish to Martinelli, and can you do Shaw to a Liverpool defender? Is that a possibility for you? I don't mind that as well, and maybe keep Mitoma, because Mitoma next week will be playing Forest, and that's a really good fixture. Unless you're wildcarding next week, then you don't really care. Then just do the moves you mentioned. That's also okay. Actually, maybe do the moves you mentioned if you're wildcarding next week. Assuming you can't do Shaw to a Liverpool defender. So probably do the moves you mentioned. I think that's actually a pretty decent set of moves that you mentioned. Now, let me go back to what I missed. Okay, I was supposed to look at Zacharias. Hold on, guys. I will actually come to y'all's questions as well. Let me look at Zacharias. You said no free hit, right? So what are you looking to do, Zachariah? Have you thought of any moves? You'll have one player. Oh, you're in a bit of a problem, my friend. What are the chips you have left? You have a wild card left. Okay. Cool. You have a wild card left. So that's not a problem. So Chilwell can move out. KDB can move out as well. KDB to Salah. Right? I would do KDB to Salah. I would do Chilwell to... How much money do we have? We have 0.2. Okay, let's say KDB to Salah for the first one. Chilwell to Moreno maybe. Then I would do Harvey Barnes to Gakpo. That's a -8. Oof. Is that worth a -8? How many players will you get out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I guess so. I guess that makes sense. For 9 players, KDB to... I think you need to get Salah in. I would go maybe Chilwell to Moreno or Chilwell to... If you can go Chilwell to a Liverpool defender, I don't think you can afford it, no? It's too expensive. So maybe Chilwell to a Moreno, and then can you go Barnes to a Gakpo? Is that a possibility? Let me know. And while you come back to me on that, T has a wildcard in 35. So if you have a wildcard in 35, wildcard in 35, very interesting. I would go Perud to Konate then. Actually, yeah, Perud to Konate if you have wildcard in 35, because you would want your Brighton player for 34. So yeah, Perud to Konate. Will Saka still be on penalties though after the last miss? Well, Arteta has come and said that Saka will still be on penalties. So Saka will still be on penalties. I'm going for Robbo, Son, and Solanke, or Castagne, Gakpo, and Son, and play 3-5-2 instead of 3-4-3. The Robbo, Son, and Solanke move, Amit, sounds a bit more better than the... Oh, well, the thing is, the chances of points may be slightly... Just because Robbo is better than Castagne, Son and Gakpo... Son is a nice differential pick to have. Solanke... So it's basically... Solanke on form, playing pretty decently. Yeah, I actually don't mind the Robbo, Son, Solanke as well if you wanted to do that and play a 3-5-2. That's also not a bad option. That's a 3-4-3, no? Robbo, Son, Solanke. Let me know. Luke, how are you doing? Welcome. Castagne versus Moreno. I think I answered that. I said Moreno. Jury, how are you doing? Welcome. Triple up on Arsenal. What 3 players shall I go between Jesus, Odegaard, Saka, and Martinelli? I would go Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus at the moment. Unless for some reason we get the news that Jesus is out and not starting, then you can go for Odegaard. But for now, Saka, Martinelli, and Gabriel Jesus. And Shubharan says he's on a free hit. Oh yeah, so I think I answered your question for top 4 defenders and whatnot. Why are all the streamers picking Leicester defense? Are they? I think the reason they're picking Leicester defense is because they're thinking Dean Smith will actually have a new manager bounce. And also Wolves are a team not known for being attacking. Which is why I personally also think out of all of these games, I think this game will have the least amount of goals. Now, for me, on the other hand, I can't really tell you who's going to actually score. It could very well be a 0-0 as well. But I think that is why they're going for Leicester defense. I personally probably on the panel team we went for Leicester defense as well, but we benched Castanage at the end of the day. I can see why they suggest it, but I don't know. It's just that there are not many clean sheet possibilities in this game. I prefer Alex Moreno at the moment over over Leicester defender for the moment. Nope, I can't do short to Liverpool player. Wait, hold on. I have another wild card. I have 2 this season. I didn't know that. Welcome. Ezra is finding out new things. Ryan, I've tweeted something for you to check. Okay, let's have a look. What did you... Okay, here we go. Is my competitor. That is team. He has no free hit. So with my free hit team on the right, what changes do I do to get past him? Do I go Trippier or Guehi to get a differential for him? Okay, let me bring this up for others also to kind of see that they know what I'm talking about. So this is the person you're going against. This is your free hit draft, and they have no free hit, you're saying. And you were mentioning that do I go Trippier or Guehi to get a differential? So he will start Trippier. You've got... Oh, so your differential is already Gakpo and Eze compared to their Odegaard and Olise. They got Darwin. I don't think Darwin will start this game, so maybe you're already up there. You have Isaac. I think they're going to be bringing in Watkins for Embuemo probably. And then you have Gabriel Jesus. I think you're already fine with this draft, to be honest. This is... You don't have to overthink it. I think this is fine for the moment. You have a decent number of differentials which they can't really get to as well. So this is fine. This differential is fine, Dash. You don't have to overcomplicate it. Where's my comments? Castanage versus Moreno. Look. Oh yeah, sorry, I missed that. If I miss it, Moreno for me. Big Nose Monkey, how are you doing? On a free hit, I really want to get a super differential in like William or Tavernier, but I don't seem to have space in my midfield. My midfield consists of Salah, Martinelli, Gakpo, and Eze. Who is your 5th midfielder? Who is your 5th midfielder? Unless you're playing a 3-4-3 or something. Don't trust Castanage in a home game. No, I just don't trust Leicester as much. But he could get something, but I prefer... Aston Villa have shown better defensive resilience in the last few weeks that I kind of have to go Aston Villa over Leicester. But you never know. This is Dean Smith's first home game, so maybe there is a new manager bounce. But it's hard to say, to be honest. Leicester don't look a great team at the moment. Oh, you have Andreas on the bench. Then why don't you just... wait, who are you starting over Andreas? Is the question. Isn't Andreas basically the same as your William for your super differential? Lack 0.2 for those moves. Lack 0.2. What did I suggest again? I said De Bruyne to Salah, Chilwell to Moreno, and I said Barnes to Gakpo. Oh. Okay, let's change it up. De Bruyne to Salah, Barnes to Martinelli, should be same price range. Barnes to Martinelli, De Bruyne to Salah, and Chilwell to... Oh no, you can't go Martinelli, you have triple Arsenal. How do we improve this? Okay, can you do De Bruyne to Salah and Barnes to Gakpo and tell me how much money you have, and then we'll see what defender we can get. Tell me how much money you have after doing that, and then we'll see what defender we can get. Zachariah. Hayden, what is the best third striker option after Jesus and Watkins? You have Solanke, Isaac and Harry Kane. Based on form, I'm leaning towards Solanke slightly. But I don't think there's too much of a difference between the three given their fixtures at the moment. So if I would wildcard 33, 34, should I get rid of Rashford to get funds? I'm lacking around 4 million doing the moves. Grealish to Martinelli, Mitoma to Gakpo, Bruno Fernandes, Salah. Oof, you're lacking 4 million. Yeah, I would get rid of Rashford to get the funds. Easy shock. Wait, but then getting rid of Rashford means that's a minus 12, no? Wait, you're lacking 4 million to. Ooh. If you're lacking 4 million, then I wouldn't, because that's a minus 12. That's already a huge hit just before. That's a huge hit, Easy Shark. Can you do Bruno Fernandes to Salah, Grealish to Martinelli, and Grealish to Martinelli, Bruno Fernandes to Salah, and instead of removing Mitoma, remove Rashford. Is that what you were saying? I'm assuming that's what you were saying. So don't remove Mitoma, remove Rashford. If that is the case, then yeah, fine. Luis, how are you doing? Welcome. How's it going? Fancy Watkins captain? Not too bad. Could work. But I still think Salah is probably the best option this week. I think Salah hands down probably the best option. Now he could not return. His chances of not returning are low, to be honest. If Watkins potentially, but I think Salah is just too good an option this week. Eze versus Kastanage versus Perisic. Eze. I would always go for the attacker in this specific situation, especially Everton, given that they concede like 1 XG at least. I would go Eze. Robbo, San, Solanke will be a 3-4-3. That was based on the. Oh, okay. Kastanage, San, Robbo, San, Solanke. Yeah, Amit, 3-4-3, Robbo, San, Solanke. Could pay off. I think I'll replace Pereira with Willian. Okay, fair enough. You could do that. That's not much of a difference. 4.3 in the bank. Okay, you have 4.3 in the bank after those moves. Let's try and find a defender that is 4.3 million. That we like. Why does he stand out? You probably have to do it. Can we do we like anyone else? Ashley Young or Kastanagi? Ooh. Maybe Kastanagi. Kilman, maybe Kilman as well. Wolves defense. Okay, here's the thing. I'll let you pick, Zachariah. You can go either for Ashley Young, right? Sounds crazy, but 4.3 million. But if you think Brentford are going to score, your other option is this man right here. From an attacking threat point of view. Since the others seem to be slightly more expensive. I'm hoping Ashley Young will start. I cannot confirm that though. I think he will. So I'll let you pick on that. It's not the best options, but given that they kind of help you to get the others, it might be it might be the best situation right now. You could also go for a Max Kilman if you think this is going to be like a 0-0. There is the potential for this also. Go for a Kilman. So those are your three options. I will let you kind of like pick on that. Doing what you suggest, I'll be on a -8 and 4.8 in the bank. How are you 4.8 in the bank? I mean Fernandes to Salah, Grealish to Martinelli, and Rashford to Gakpo? You have 4.8 in the bank? Damn. Then why don't you just go Mitoma to Gakpo? Oh, actually, no. Oh yeah, why don't you just do that? Because I'm assuming you don't have too much of a sale difference in terms of Mitoma. Oh no, they're both the same. You're probably selling at the same price, aren't you? So it doesn't matter who you actually sell. Because that will allow you to get how many players in, by the way? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 players. Who are you missing out on? You're missing out on a goalkeeper and an extra striker. Yeah, I wouldn't remove Haaland. I would probably keep, or you could remove Haaland if you wanted to. I probably won't do that. I'll just do what you did. Yeah. I think that's fine. Zachariah for a -8. I will warn you though, chances of getting a green arrow this week might be tough, but right now it's more damage limitation than anything. Maybe you could get a green arrow if Newcastle keep a clean sheet. That's a possibility. Start Eze or Solanke. Ooh, Eze maybe. Maybe Eze, just because the fact that Everton do tend to concede slightly more. So Eze at the moment. Castanage or Kilman? This is a tough one. Let me see whether we have any odds for clean sheets. Do these guys have... They used to have odds for clean sheets, but I think they've made it like... they don't have odds for clean sheets. Let me try and find the odds for clean sheets. I think I know who posts them on Twitter. Give me a second. Damn it, I can't find it. Where are the odds? Okay. Who is putting odds? No one putting odds. Here we go. No, this is the wrong one. Damn it. To draft down all the odds. Here we go. Let's see. Give me a second, guys. Here we go. Clean sheet odds. Gameweek 32. Okay, let me bring this up for you guys. Don't want to I won't bring up draft hunt because they don't really this thing. So Wolves have a 29% of a clean sheet. Leicester have a 36% chance of a clean sheet. So probably go for Leicester. Zachariah. Both of those are not great numbers. So I guess you just go for the home team in this specific situation. So you go for Castanage. But very low numbers of a clean sheet, to be honest. So probably go for the home team. Shubharan's current free hit draft includes Johnston, Rea, Trent, Trippier, Castanage, Salah, Gakpo, Saka, Martinelli, Tony, Watkins, Jesus. Bench is Eze, Moreno, Perisic. Let me read that again. Jesus, Salah, Saka, Martinelli, Gakpo, Salah. Yep, that's fine. Tony, Watkins, Jesus, Trent, Trippier. Trippier, Castanigate. I mean, that's not a bad free hit draft, to be honest. Johnston starting as of now. Yeah, that's also fine. Yeah, that's not a bad draft. Maybe between Moreno and Castanigate. Between Moreno and Castanigate. Yeah. For some reason, Aston Villa have a 29% chance of a clean sheet. And Leicester have a 36% chance of a clean sheet. This is just odds. Based on the odds. So yeah, Castanigate over Moreno maybe might work out. It's not a bad choice. Shubharan. It's not too bad. Grealish to Martinelli, Bruno Fernandes to Salah, Rashford to Gakpo. Now I'm on a -8 and negative 2. What? How are you on negative 2.9? I thought you had 4.8 in the bank. So you can't do that. Can you do it or you can't do it? I will wildcard double Gameweek 34 for Green Arrow. Until then, survival. Yep, fair enough. So you can't do Rashford to Gakpo? Then I would look for a Crystal Palace player instead of Gakpo. That is probably where I'm going next. If you can't afford Gakpo. In terms of scoring over 2 goals, 58% for Liverpool, 55% for Arsenal, 27% for Newcastle, 22% for Fulham, and 18% for Crystal Palace. So Crystal Palace are fifth highest for scoring over 2 goals. So if you can't afford, oh wait, let me go back to your comments. What was it? Yeah, so if you can't afford a Gakpo, then maybe it's a Palace player. That is the move. Let's bring your team back up to see. Oh, you don't even have a third Arsenal player, no? Interesting. You know what you could do? Sounds absolutely... Okay, it sounds a bit crazy. But you could go triple Arsenal midfield. You could go Fernandes to Salah, Grealish to Martinelli, Rashford to Odegaard. Triple Arsenal midfield. Sounds absolutely crazy. Does it? It doesn't really sound crazy. To be honest. Maybe Odegaard might be a slightly better pick than Eze. Is he though? Is he? Let me see. Yeah. I don't mind Odegaard over Eze. That's also not a bad option. You could do something like that as well. Oh. Did Rashford to Eze and I'm on minus negative 0.8. So you can't do Rashford to Eze as well. Ooh. Then we're scraping the barrel with Willian. How much is Willian? How much is Willian? 5.7. You can't afford Willian. Then you have to go to Andreas. You probably have to go... Oh, well, okay, here's the thing. Since you don't have triple Arsenal midfield... Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find any Arsenal leaks. Your other option is dropping Haaland for 1 week and then wildcarding him back in. That is your other option. I'm not sure how this is going to affect you in terms of funds, but maybe you do Haaland to Gabriel Jesus. You do Haaland to Gabriel Jesus. You do Fernandes to Salah. And you can do Grealish to Martinelli, or you can do Grealish to Cody Gakpo, because that will give you funds. Now that is something you can do, but let me first see if Gabriel Jesus is actually starting. And I don't think, even if Gabriel Jesus does start, I don't think it's going to get you a full 90 minutes. But even then, there is a potential chance of him getting some returns. Arsenal... Do we have any leaks? We're still waiting. Okay, let's give it a few more minutes. But that is something you could probably do. What do you think? Did the all three Arsenal mids, and I have 3.9 million in the bank. Huh? Any Arsenal leaks? Not just yet. Not yet. Still waiting. Abdurrahman, how are you doing? Welcome. You said you can do Martinelli, Salah, and Odegaard, and you have 3.9 million in the bank. What's my team? My team is currently like this, and I'm about to do Cody Rashford to Cody Gakpo, which I probably need to bring it up just in case. So Rashford to Cody Gakpo. Where is Gakpo? I'll probably do something like this. Now, as I'm happy with 3 Arsenal mids, like you suggested. I'll only be on a -4 and 3.9 and 8 players playing. So do I wildcard in 33 or 34? You potentially wildcard in... You know what? We will decide on your wildcard week on Monday. Let's first see how your team plays out this week. And we'll decide on Monday. Because I'll have to put your team into a planner and see what it looks like on 33. It's a bit hard to tell without me actually visualizing it. Tony versus Eze versus Madison on a free hit. 3-4-3. But Easy Shark, you probably might end up wildcarding on 33, most likely. Tony versus Eze versus Madison on a free hit. I would probably go Eze. I'll probably go Eze, and here's the thing. You can go Tony, who is a bit more of a safer option, or you can go Madison, who is chances of returning aren't as high, but is also a super differential option. So I'll let you decide on that. Okay, let me just check for Arsenal leaks. If we can even find something. Do we have anything? Okay. We have no Xhaka, apparently. No Xhaka is a rumor that's flying about for Arsenal, for anyone who wants. Apparently Xhaka is rumored to be missing. That is one Arsenal rumor that we have for the moment. Where else? So far, nothing else at the moment. So if no Xhaka, I guess I wonder if that I wonder if that means Odegaard is slightly deeper. If no Xhaka. Or does Jorginho come in for that specific situation? Okay, we're still looking for Arsenal leaks. I should probably keep an eye out for my team as well. Alright, we're still searching. Nothing. So far, nothing. Apparently, Gabriel Jesus looks like he might be benched, but that is not really confirmed, and I can't really find proper leak of it. Okay, we do have leaks or not? No, we don't. Damn it! Alright, I can't find you guys reliable leaks. The only reliable leak I found is, oh well, not reliable, but seems to be more. This thing is that Xhaka isn't playing. There isn't any other potential leak at the moment. So yeah, that's where we are at right now. No Xhaka. Alright, for now, I'll go with the full swing Arsenal mids. That's the best for me now. And wildcard in 33, 34. I did the future planner. Team looks okay, to be honest, going in 33, but have Arsenal versus City. We can remove one Arsenal player. That's fine. We can remove one Arsenal player ahead of the game. So if the team looks okay for 33, then we'll wildcard 34. We'll see how it goes. Okay, cool. I'm going to be doing my move as well, which is Rashford for Gakpo, unless for some reason I end up getting some freaking news which is not appearing. Hmm. Alright, we can't. So I think Jorginho is most likely the guy who's coming in for Saka. That's all I have at the moment. I think the others most likely will start the same Arsenal front three, to be honest. That's the high chance at the moment. Looks like Gabriel Jesus, Saka, and Martinelli are starting by the looks of it. Again, this is all not confirmed though. So I'm just going to do my moves as well, if everything seems like it's going to be playing according to plan. Cool.